Hello everyone, my name is Zee, and welcome to a new segment that I like to call Arena Endgame. I believe that this segment is going to replace my old Zee Arena segment because I was having a lot of trouble finding the time to record entire arenas and realized that there's a lot of value in potentially just showing you guys what it's like to play in the arena after the 7-win mark. So each of these arena endgame videos is going to start at 7 wins, like strikes included, and hopefully give you an idea what it's like to play at a high level against high level players with high quality decks. And hopefully you'll learn a thing or two about how to play around those. So I think what we're going to do, and the way that this is going to work, is each time I start an arena endgame video, I'll give a basic overview of the deck and how it got this far. Talk to you about the strengths and weaknesses versus other decks currently in the meta, mean streets included right now, and surprise value cards that have not normally contributed a whole lot of value in other decks, but in the case of this particular deck, done some real good and provided a lot of surprise value. So let's start off with the overview. And we'll go over the Warlock deck. So this is a Warlock, it's made it to 7 wins, it has an above average quality draft. Essentially it's got decent tempo and removal in the form of the early Mortal Coils, decent early game, and some really strong cards like Implosion, Piloted Shredder, Shadow Flame, things like that. And goes into a good, decent late game. So all around, it curves out fairly well. I think where it's weakest is probably closer to the mid-end game. As you see, there's only 3 end game plays that we really have. But the quality of our early and mid-game minions really allows us to buoy the deck upwards. So it's done surprisingly well, and especially against actually the current new meta. So I should make a note, this deck was actually drafted before Mean Streets came out. So as you can see, there are no Mean Streets of gadgets and cards in here. And it's fared surprisingly well. It's done an excellent job of being able to deal with the initially lower value targets that Mean Streets provides in exchange for later value, like Paladin, where he plays a lot of 1/1s that buff minions in your hand, or whatever. If you can survive and get a strong start into the early mid game, you can beat those kinds of cards, which this deck has had the opportunity to do. Now, surprise cards that have really provided some value are Maiden of the Lake and Void Caller. Maiden of the Lake really has been surprisingly useful because Mean Streets cards don't have very high stat values, so playing this on turn 4 isn't as weak as it has been previously in the previous Whispers of the Old Gods meta. So I've often had the chance to tap for 1 mana 2, 3, 4 times while still making decent trades and using my removal cards like Shadow Bolt and Mortal Coil to essentially make trade-ups. So it's been a really useful card and has allowed me to tempo out games much better and draw into cards that I need. Void Caller has also been really strong. Void Caller is, while I do not have a lot of demons in the deck, it has consistently pulled out either my 1 Imp Gang boss or my 1 Doomguard. So I'm very happy that it happens to be put into my hand at the right time and is able to combo off those. Without that, I might have lost a couple games and not gone 7 wins, but here we are. Now notice this deck is at 2 strikes, so this video might be quite short. But we'll give it a go anyways, and I'll do my best to explain my plays so that you can understand them and hopefully understand how the enemy thinks and how I think when I play at a high level in the arena. So let's start.
Gul'Dan versus Valeera.
Watch your back.
Your soul shall be mine!
Okay, so we are up against a rogue, and rogue likes to start really, really strong with powerful early game minions like Buccaneer, the combo one that is the 2 that turns into a 2/3, stuff like that. It's really annoying to deal with. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna keep my early removal cards because these can double as a just to tempo out and survive the initial rush that he may or may not have. Or sorry, whoever Shady is, and I'll say she because I'll go off the character, Valeera. So let's see, does he drop a 1-drop?
Feed the
There you go.
fish.
So we were correct in keeping the Mortal Coil because Rogue really likes those early game tempo plays. So we're gonna drop this Mortal Coil and take him out and say, ha! No value for you, and we get the draw value for killing the Buccaneer, which is awesome. So, he may dagger, or he may have a 2-drop.
Slippery.
We were correct again. Like I said, Rogue really loves to tempo out early. So, we can either hold, or play Bilefin Tidehunter, or coin out Pantry Spider. So I don't see a reason to do that. I think it's probably better to just Bilefin into Pantry Spider into Piloted Shredder. However, he's got probably a 3-drop or something of the sort in there, and we really don't know. It puts us in a precarious position. I don't want to tap because that's really slow, but I don't want to just lose the Bilefin. The question is now, do we want to dagger? Do we want to force out the dagger to slower the tempo? Do we want him to not play a minion in exchange for removing our minion? Or do we want him to play a minion on turn 3? And I don't think we do. I think we want to play the Bilefin Tidehunter, even though it's a bad trade. Because it'll allow us to catch up later on. We'll play the Pantry Spider, which is another weak play, right? And force him to play even slower. Like, it gives us more options going into the mid game. So we got a lot of removal in our hand. It may be safer to actually just play a removal spell because we have so much removal and our minions are so iffy, right? But I don't think so. I think I'm willing to sacrifice the Pantry Spider to this 2/2 and the dagger in exchange for potential value later against mid-game minions with 4 health. What does he got?
Do you like to play with
Cool,
fire?
more early game. That's it. So, he had the great early game start, but we fortunately had the removal to deal with his really, really early game plays. So we can afford to do something like coin, Direwolf. We don't need to Shadow Bolt. We don't need to do that at all. He's slowed down significantly. We could Dark Bomb, take care of the 3/2, and drop the Direwolf. And in exchange, we'll be able to... No, I don't think that's a good play, actually, because the problem is our mana. We have the coin, which will allow us to set up at some point, but I don't know. I think we do actually drop the Direwolf. It's not a great play because it puts us in an awkward mana position next turn. We won't have a 2 mana play unless we draw into one to go with our Piloted Shredder.
Almost out of time.
I think this is fine though. We may just have to tap next turn. We've completely stymied his early game tempo though, so we're doing all right there. Look at that, Shadow Bolt, awesome. Okay, so he used 1 creature and didn't use a dagger. It's okay. Now I think we can drop the Piloted Shredder actually. Is it better to just remove? Or we could drop Fugan. Fugan I think is better. But do we take he's at 5 mana, so we may have a removal card like Assassinate or Sap. But we don't really have any early plays to tempo with our Shadow Bolt. So I think I am going to play Fugan. If we had like a 2-drop or something, I would definitely play Shadow Bolt and drop that because we have another Shadow Bolt to follow up, and so we can make the trade up. So he's going to go for the tempo play and attack. So we get value from our Shadow Bolt. And he doesn't have anything to deal, in his hand at least, right now with his... He doesn't have anything to deal with this, so no Assassinate, no Sap. At least that's as far as we can tell. So, let's Shadow Bolt this. Get rid of it. We'll see if our Flame Juggler, actually, can deal with any of these guys. No, we don't even have to. We could run Maiden of the Lake. We could even double Shadow Bolts to secure our board against him. Get rid of the 3/3. It's tough. It really is. Because if we hit the 3/3 with a Flame Juggler, we can suddenly trade into that, though he'll likely trade us 2/1 in. If we hit the 1-1, that's really good because we can use the 4-7 to kill the 3-3, and he still needs to trade in the 2-1 into this 2-3 with his dagger. If we just coin out a 4-drop, I don't see a reason to. Actually, we could Maiden of the Lake. We have a ton of plays here, and this could decide the game. It seems silly, but it could decide the game. I think we're just going to push our advantage. I'm going to Shadow Bolt. Keep this guy safe on the board. And push, like, I'm basically saying, hey, look, I have this way stronger board than you. How are you going to deal?
The menagerie is for guests.
That's okay. Still trying to tempo. Looks like he's got cheap cards in his hand because he's willing to dagger up next turn. So we'll take advantage of that. How about... should we tap? I think this is okay. If we take this...
It's getting hot in here.
oh, that's really unfortunate. Now he's probably going to be able to trade dagger. Or do something like this. He could even do 4-6. But if he does that, that's not a problem. Let's do that. We're gonna play around Betrayal. We're gonna tap. Oh, that's a really good card. We need some removal. And he's probably gonna attack us and hit our face in an attempt to beat us. So we may as well just hold our 4-6 because we'll probably be playing the Doomguard next turn. Okay. Let's hold. We'll see what he's got. Also, there's a chance that we could discard the coin, which is great value for us. We haven't used it yet. I'm not super afraid of him killing me yet, though we're getting kind of close to the part where we don't want to tap. The problem is that we need to tap because he's got more cards than us. Or, sorry, she. Oh, but it's deciding to play control. Interesting. We may not need to play Doomguard after all. Oh, looks like we will. That is unfortunate. It's a big tempo play. Nope, never mind. We don't even need to. We can Hellfire. Awesome. Hellfire! What a top deck. Great. And yeah, we'll just play the 4-drop. And we'll probably play Vivid Illusionist next turn. We may even be able to get the Doomguard out for free without getting any discard value. That's terrifying. But not the end of the world. Okay. We have 5. Let's do this. Let's go 4.
This only works on the simple-minded.
Play the 5, once again playing around Betrayal, keeping as many creatures alive as we can. And we'll even get the free tap in with the Violet Illusionist, whose awesome passive is going to be able to keep us from losing life. Plus, I think we need the draw. I think we're entering the danger zone and we need whatever tempo value we can get. We'll see what we got though. Okay, he blew a Shadow Strike on a Death Rattle minion, which is pretty good for us. Ooh! So he's racing us. But it's a good thing we have Doomguard in our hand, right? So we were fortunate enough that he didn't have a taunt or a heal. And we're gonna win this game. Or not. He decided to play, safe. Interesting. I'll do this. I will take this free value here. So if he's gonna play control, then I want to do this. Awesome. I can go 4, 5, 9. He has to hit the 3. I think this is fine.
A paltry task.
6 or 4. We can even attack like this. We can go 5, 9. and pray that we draw into lethal, which we probably have. But then he'll attack this, gain the 5 health back. 13. Let's play it safe. And make the trade. So we're ahead in cards, ahead in value. But he is catching up. Now we're behind. We somehow need to get through that taunt in order to win. I thought we were so close to lethal. That's disappointing. But I think we'll be fine. I think we could survive this. Oh, great! My Exta? So should we drop my Exta now? So he's got 3, 6, 7. Makes the trades. Makes the trades. Yeah, I think we do drop my Exta now. And we'll see what play he makes. We may actually lose the game. If he happened to draw a taunt, which is really, really powerful in preventing any sort of like tempo plays, makes him he's able to play safer, which is kind of sucky. Really? You're gonna let me have that? Unless he's got lethal somewhere. Yeah, I'll take it. Okay, let's do that. And we'll safely trade that out. The reason why I safe traded it out is because I wanted to make sure he didn't have a guaranteed way of getting lethal. He could combo into like a card like Eviscerate, 3/7. Oh, there it is. So if we had left that alive, if we had left the raptor alive and pushed face, we would have died. But we didn't. We made the right choice. It's a tough choice at the end. It's a really tough choice to determine whether or not you want to push face or continue to play control, but I think we were at low enough health value that it was worth it to play control, and it ended up paying off because he had the combo card in his hand and would have been able to kill us.
Gul'Dan
Okay.
versus Jaina.
So this time we are up against a mage, and mages are definitely a lot slower than rogues, so we can afford to mulligan a little bit slower. I'm gonna keep my super high value implosion card and look for some 1s, 2s, and or 3s. We'll see what we get. Nothing? That's okay. I think we're gonna be able to survive. Likely, what we're gonna go up against is something crazy like, if anything crazy pops up, I think we'll be able to handle it. It really depends on how fast the start is gonna be. Wow! That is quite a start, alright. I may have been wrong in keeping the 4-drop. Oh, no, that's good. Okay, so we drew into a save, so I'm feeling a little bit better about myself. That's a good thing to see too. Dark Bomb. We needed the options. I'm not gonna coin out a crappy 3-drop.
Dead or alive.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. Okay, so I just got enough tempo removal to pretty much deal with whatever he's got. So we'll do this. 1 coin. Flame cannon. Nice. Tempo equals removed, and we kind of just hope we can implosion now and kill the 1/3. Because even no matter what he plays, he's not gonna deal. Oh. It's not going to be able to deal very well with 3/11s. So, here comes our 4-drop. We can go. Kapow! Nice! That's a good thing to see. And we pray he doesn't have Flame Wreath. Not Flame Wreath, Twilight Flame color. I know! Well, let's see if he's got the counter to it. Ooh, spooky. He has got quite the deck here, doesn't he? We're getting pretty low, so we're gonna drop the Sludge Belcher as a safety. And then, if we really need to, we can Acidic Swamp Ooze Shadow Flame and save our board. There we go. Ooh, spooky. I think we're probably gonna have to do that. He's playing hyper aggressive. Which is not what I was expecting. Most mages you see at this level have like 2 flame strikes, you know, like that kind of tempo. But he's gotten very close. In fact, who knows? He may even be able to win. Well, we'll see though. We're gonna play our save because I think it's the only thing we can do. We can't take any more damage.
You want it?
Nice. So we made the right call there. There's a chance he could have dropped a huge minion and then we wouldn't have made the right call, but we have the removal to deal with that. I'm not worried about that. So let's see what we can do. Take that out. We'll play a 4-drop. Let's look for an answer. I don't think we need to play Piloted Shredder. I'll take the Iron Beak Gal. I think that's a strong thing to have, especially with these 2 taunts in the way. Huh. That's not bad. Oh man, looking really good there. Very aggressive. Straight from turn 1, the Mana Worm into the Master Swordsmith. Really, really strong. So, we don't have a way to deal with that. Alright, so we have to do something. We can do silence, trade. We're gonna have to drop this and discard some cards. There we go. He's getting very close to killing us. I think he might be able to win. I think we're too slow on the ball here.
Hello to my little friend.
Hello. I'll take whatever value you give me, man. What do we have? We do have a couple good cards in our hand. Not that we can draw into, though. Nope, we got nothing. Oh well. Tempo from the beginning to the end. That's usually what happens in this late game. You either snowball or you lose. And it's kind of sad, but it's just the way the arena's panned out, especially with the all the high value tempo cards that exist now. So we just didn't have anything from the get-go, even though I had the incredibly valuable Implosion card, the 4-mana card in my hand, which did help. It wasn't enough. It wasn't like I didn't have enough to catch up. And that's really what it turns out to. That's usually what it is. It's like, do you have the right card to answer whatever play the other opponent makes? Oh well, it's okay. We got at least 1 win, and you got to see some pretty high quality decks. That was a very aggressive Mage deck. And we just couldn't handle it. We were too slow. We didn't get any of our early game cards. And that, I think that honestly caused us to lose the game. We just, a bad mulligan, really. It's unfortunate. Alright, cool. We got 160 gold. Golden common card, a Mean Streets pack, which will be going towards my next pack opening video. Not bad. We did a good job. Well, that's it. This Warlock deck is done, and so is this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed and learned a thing or two. And until next time, get out of my house. So long.